daw katangan si Sarah. How you kalangin natin?
Spring is on its last legs by Angava Bay. For the people of Aupaluk, there's every reason to get out of town.
Ikatukin ng ito. Ando kasi ako.
This land of bountiful wildlife and wide horizons is known by people far away. Every season, they come to share in what it has to offer.
Taka tikit tuhat sa panunaw kasi ane makaiti si kain na tuwa kata makaiti kain na lito kati tay kwano na Aupalumiyo kung iti una tusaw ti ko kasi so Nunavik si Aupaluk makaipi si tay melo si sur.
Aupaluk is the smallest community in Nunavik. People began to settle here in the 1970s because of the bounty of the land. But that land is in the hands of strangers, and so is the future of Aupaluk. Across the bay, the hills are red with rich iron ore. To the south, it's all nickel. What happens to this mineral wealth will decide the future of Aupaluk. A blessing or a threat.
Atani aluni artanu tari akiani tunaksa tau si managaya va inutsuta. Hauli mangittilutuluni nuna hangituti taularinda anak kasimayawangesuta nuna kinakkuunittini inuviigattigu tamatsuminga pigunna hatta si managayavut utektilariumagattigu kaillualangavut taman aakhinginnilimattini katutsi hatigilluta inuuluta.
To protect their community, Aupaluk would have to unite around a common vision. Makivik helped establish a special committee to speak with one voice. But rivalries in town are in the way. It took the arrival of the camera to get the heavyweights to the table.
Atuin na umagote halawin at sunamilo ni sunahangito sila yaw sa mga tsuta. Man nakingulimi ilinya ditaktito awlat silak niya katago sa ngayaw kaya halak panunalibot. Inukotittini sunamito tilugitimi uliwasan ni
Nunalibot at di pa kaya hakata intayaw sirta anak kasamat sirta asipun ulapit Tagoona dan maligaw mema pijahalangan tilik sulo atau siulingan sama ini pijahan lemi piugil ya kay suagelangan ya.
They came, they spoke, but not to each other. Divisions amongst Aupaluk leave the mining companies with all the more power. As much as they love life on the land, Aupaluk today depend on heavy machinery for daily life in town. Reluctant engines can quickly cause havoc.
Well, it just here, money.
A dead battery may force a school to close for the day.
In kautita gele so which ni imitotik sanit tauti load long atut ni pa load amisu gele makho pingasu lutilo takko spear hak sunikise ni piu yuma
The mayor couldn't agree more. As the smallest community in Nunavik, Aupaluk has the smallest budget, an urgent need for more money.
Angomat siguma sunni nunali pipalle ayuning pinasugangillo piukkutingillo tusugitsugit pigiallabe hapnaluangito inui hatsiuningit tungaviutillugit pigutjabut kiinau ja haitau suungunikunganu mikinekpaalakunnataka nunalinni.
Aupaluk depends on governments for nearly all its income. The arrival of a mine or two would give the municipality and families more sources of income, more independence. As a skilled mechanic and foreman, Alec could land a good job, more money at a mine. But to Alec, there's more to life than money.
Aupaluk, ujakan niya tauhu kayang imiyaga. Hanwinginat Nunavik suku tauhinginat ko atu tauhumigakku piarakan idinneangin na sangalu. Ujakan niya ko kayang ilang Aupaluk mi mana talk. Aku mik.
The mayor's job is to keep the community safe, all services operating, more housing. People knock on his door asking for help. He feels squeezed. A mine or two on Aupaluk's doorstep could present an opportunity.
Tukisimayak ko tayo manganit inuit hanukto ko timini ay tuwi hatapan ni mata kinguwame nun ulumi mo upiringin na tabutaman na.
But years of observing the mining business tells the mayor that time has come to change the terms.
Kasi ani nitya palya yugut mahakilak to sibunit tini takwa company yuit pirok titavenialongin nuita titawa mata companies ang iyoalok titaw suni tayo may tumi
Can the benefits of a mine outweigh the damage? And if no mine, what is the future of Aupaluk? Canada 50 years ago was a bastion of colonialism. Governments believed they could do as they wished with Indigenous people. From the first day of the JBNQA negotiations, Quebec claimed all the rights to the land.
Makua amisuit sakkahat loksimmer sunahat angilsi uditsahat angilsi nunahat angilsi.
Aupaluk's elders knew what land they wanted. Today, it's for their children to tell the story. In every community, Inuit were looking to the future, making plans.
Mauna emailing ayumik inukkan haksune punung ninga yumik sana views naman tayo na sa view tayo kanilo ato manigo iron yapching ito na fahta si mayut kinaw yak magkusya na makita kaya ako magmiya tubutan isumanak tuman kapa mahaglutalo naminilo awlaluta tayo may liwaliyaluta tayo may niyakota pitsu te khatsya kaya hakata dan tayo may titaw si mangi makatulok.
The government of Quebec went absolutely ballistic. One of the main players in that exercise was a small, slight man named Paul Grenier, who was immediately given the nickname Hakokta Aupaluk by the Inuit elders
The fight over land nearly derailed the signing of the James Bay Agreement.
November the 10th is the evening before the signing of the final agreement in 1975 of the agreement. We were still negotiating land selections at that time. It went into the wee hours of the morning. We were still drafting lines on a map to try to finalize it in negotiations with Quebec and Hydro-Quebec. There was a lot of pressure on Charlie, and not only from Quebec, but also from the Cree who were negotiating that same agreement.
Takwa ang ikatigi uti gehak tagajabot. Dan nuna tagajanga sokkoy tumi inila siyang ilimangan.
The James Bay Agreement was signed in the middle of the night, but in a compromise, the final land selection was postponed for 2 years, meaning the decisive battle over land was still to come. How could this happen? How could a government simply grab Inuit land? The story goes back nearly 600 years. In 1452, a pope in Rome declared that European explorers could rule and enslave all indigenous peoples whose lands they invaded. This is known as the doctrine of discovery. In 1670, the King of England gave the Hudson's Bay Company the exclusive power to exploit northern Canada as it pleased. 200 years later, the Government of Canada bought that land and made it what we know today as Crown land, owned by the government and lost to us who live there. In 1912, Canada transferred Cree and Inuit homelands to the province of Quebec. And when time came to build the James Bay Project, Quebec enforced a primacy of Crown land, Canada's version of the doctrine of discovery.
Ay sakot magyapahata tasi may pilalaumat ni hautimok si yuwingit ay sikun na ko si huwa hautimot nakmik.
Sukit to ako. Pag nasaksiw to alo kami hay. Mahal to alo na. Semua medyo alok. Dito po man. Number 1. It's very fresh and good.
The sun is warm, summer is around the corner, mining exploration time. While the mining companies are watching the mineral markets and looking for new investors, Aupaluk enjoy their bountiful land, wondering for how much longer. It's been a quiet summer in Aupaluk. The chaos of war and political battles in the wider world seems far away. No new sign yet of the mining companies. Whenever they can, Aupaluk head out of town. Within 5 minutes, you're on the nickel claim. 15 minutes on, you're on the iron ore claims. This land is in their DNA.
Nunat si mabugo, hauyi magirtugo, amisui, angarchi, kisiani, amisututa, huyingi kaluaktugo, umayagutuma, niribi gatigo, suntuinani, hunangitu galoa, kisiani, kavamaku, sibuliwi simayui, akisututi, kadikorsni. Nukhang kayang ito ni nukhang at sigasto ako ta ilong ito ako ta kamang ito ako talo suntak ta kalalangin ta. Hauyi maki sutalo kausilak tumitamani uyakan ni ako ni viulak to sa makatigo viuhat putuk ta simayipalo ma nakuli mapit sa tahama.
The iron ore claims stretch across red hills to the sea. The mine plant has 3 pits and tailing ponds, a crusher and a waste dump, a camp for 300 workers. A vast shipping terminal with round-the-clock dust and noise will be built opposite town. That's where Aupaluk's oldest resident finds her best seafood.
Imaka Mary, si ulik pa mi unik kakon na kawit nani inulaw si mangakpin.
Kidlin ang medyo biniutsuta. Kidlin ang medyo magibun. Kidlin liyak ti tawlok siya bugun ibig siya ang natlunga. Asoy na kang sumiyo na ulun ni Taiko nga tawlong nga si mamiyunik. Ang utita na si mamiyung, ang utita rigasong itarot. Lalak.
Tayo ma, pakatigil na bagit.
Ay.
Inuto, taman na, nung nataka si malakat siyog, inusik, piyo si Bali laok si maba.
Nung nagigiya nga, makaipit siya palo, maumayul siyang utuni. Piyuyok.
Taman na, piyakanig, pirok saibit siya nga ba, Aupaluk.
Siyang ubok. May tok niya kaya, may idol niya siyang umat.
Tayo ma, tusama wakat taman na, uyakang niyak, uning akta umingmat, inuit nung nagiya nga, kasi nga nita, uyakang niyak, tinut, uning akta usumot. Taman na li,isumagilaw, so kibiyong.
Isumagilaw paro ko tamani, udah kan nera kadara wal dapat tamani lakong nama. Inungin na to ako ba? Tamo nga ilak ka no kang suwarta mo, nuga ako ka ma. Sok palayo artin nanto sa ako mangitawalaw ka ma.
Inusok to it, man na peok palayot Aupaluk me, takuwak kaptigo. Piyaka kilawak taptid. Piyok sa balian nga nig asitsik si malakko madman na piyaka itamani ito. Ano ito migli si unik sa ka-COVID.
Pinasok pataliw na kanina kano'y kayang imiyak ka. Kasi tamani kaya ito nga. Uda kanila ka lisok palayo altoy na uldok pata. Tamani kaya ilakad ito nga.
There are 43 students at Taksakadlak School, like an extended family.
Ilin atit si Yogo masimavonga, ilin atine ay paharumatsunga amalo. Aliana suti ilin atigiangit. How ye hutsugillo ilin atangin ni nutitu.
Today they know a traditional Inuit lifestyle, but in a few years they will spread their wings get more education, discover new places. What then will Aupaluk have to offer? Will the community keep them close, like their teacher?
Tāna nona le aleariara ni peitu seango songoma. Atautikualo solima tuharanilo. Ola pitsau te hatu ya sone. Nona liga aleariara. Amalo mahai situina lari gunna sutta. Tamane nona le meau palome peruk savegisi magakko tamane no romangitunga nona le loaseano no romananga tamane inosili marane nona le haramavonga ali arigakko peruk vegisi magakko.
Nunavik is rich in minerals. There are some 27,000 mining claims staked across our land. They cover 1.5 times as much territory as our Category 1 land. The 1950s saw a staking boom in Angava. Tycoons from the United States, Britain, Germany were rushing to stake claims. Inuit found work. Almost every family in Aupaluk has worked with the mining companies in the past.
Atatagin inos josone anana kukaltamane akiani mayumane nuna haktelugin anana gapensutio sijibine salomasay yutsone.
That tradition continues. Many Inuit have careers in the Nunavik mines today. Now we see a new boom. The world economy is in turmoil. We need new sources of energy, and Canadian governments are handing out millions of dollars to companies opening new mines. There's money to be made, and Inuit have to prepare for those who see bounty buried in their land. Around the world, colonized people never stop resisting the invaders. In the Inuit homeland, the James Bay Agreement was a first step. But the price was steep. Nowhere is that more clear than here in Aupaluk today.
Kungiakin na nanilo kalaw yung ama ko. Manit.
Aputjo ngay na aputjo taktum.
Tupit meu hatalaw kat suta ilu sa wati kita mata ilu li pale hatta simayugo.
This is where the first 8 families settled, just as the fight for the James Bay Agreement got underway. It's the best spot, where families had come to camp for generations. They took it for granted they would now live on Inuit land forever.
Tamani anak kakasimaya ka tana piruk bigis maya ka atata may luliari simaya nga upat daw hatta simayugo dut sa bi hatta simayugo tay kanini bi aksiyang sama timiga hanit simangima ni maguna siya kain tunga tamani tuwa ma amalisu maga akisim tselo tusuni alias kain tunga tamani perut sabigani ay simagem
law yung mga tait sumaili ako ni galaw tutamaw nga lok sumagama kinakaw so utak sumayo palaw lok sa mga tamani ni hatta sumayaw ni tayo may nga lok sumayo nga tamaw nga masungo yung atay mga gala dito ako mang tamaw.
The old town site is tiny. On the very last day of land selections in Quebec City, Aupaluk still had 18.5 square miles of Category 1 land left to be allocated. In desperation, the Inuit negotiators scribbled on the map how they could use that to expand their tiny site and get enough space for a real town.
Right until the last moment of those negotiations on October 28th, they were hoping that Quebec could agree to it, and they did not. And their dream of having their own community at their traditional campsite at Merganser Point was dashed.
Quebec spent no time rejecting their plea. This was on iron ore claims for mining companies to exploit and the government to collect royalties. In fact, Quebec viewed any Category 1 parcel as a gift to the Inuit. Agreed or not, by the letter of the James Bay Agreement, Quebec could decide land selections on its own. They didn't need Inuit. With that last refusal, the old town site was doomed.
It's illegal. Tai me ya han pekhula me malingitu. Isuma me gulitu inako te rasaktu yaksu tai me simana yang tanna namangittu tanna. Tukisi jau simattia simalok takkununga pitrangutingok apa hatta kunno. Tai me niriyanga. Nuna khasima justa aksata usimagatta tamatsuminga kaillualarilangavuu government niaqutigilugu nunertausimaneriavu utertilarilangatigu inuuhatigilluta katuttihatigilluta.
When Quebec refused their proposal, the people had no choice. In 1979, with assistance from Makivik, but nothing at all from the government, they moved across the bay to where Aupaluk is today. As the push for new mines heats up, the Makivik executive traveled to Aupaluk. It's time to close ranks.
Sungunak saunearta. Pivalle hotit savunne lunne, uppalunne, tiumakutit savunne, sungunak samek nipihaknearta, atausakme nipihalauta.
Aupaluk may not see eye to eye on the merit of mines, but when it comes to the injustice of the land selection, everyone around this table speaks with one voice.
Ang katigi tilda silak silak si malwalit Allah dak sasugo Allah dikutsugo kaya ran natilok tataw mayo hibuli kitak tayo niya tilok sembi muna titak tataw mayo pibi tuk tiya yun pibi tuk tamanan nila mayo titak tuk simbayang
Te me kungataga apet sutau ngarea nehukut. Imeiringa biu ngaruneluta, te imeiringa biu simagatta, tigumiangitu titauler suta, sanakkotik angatigigu aslegatigu uhausik tahalau simayo, uvahut ilauiahtuut. Tantaga atuktauiahlarit simayo, oceanikku pinasuasiuvin yupataha. Takugiakto haruni simittau simaninga sanabiulok niriyanga Nunavik ang iyong makiarumikina na siyuit itaw si malerto kawamakung tiguyaw ng aksimayuit. Uvahot ayok sa tuyangin netluta namin lukina ni atungin na limak tuyuya itluta taman na asitsigas walay at tigu sakku sa hagelal kuyani.
There's a new face at the table. Young Aupaluk Mute are speaking up. Daniel represents the One Voice Committee.
Manno yuli sapotchise kogu inumarikko yuni inumarini sapotchise songolekto manno yu ubikko yu ubangatitu angutiro hammeurtui nunami sukkatau maningani hawi moi poyalo memata takunna sak memata takunna misimagatta mining ticket wineutillugo tamaunga sukkatau maningini umayu pitchutiritsogo nunalivululongo sukkatau mayu atuti yavonni manna atuti huyimegat tamanna kamagitsialogo nunaliapivu uyaganniani nuqqatiga so'miyu
tamani alias tupalusungo mahayami anikkasimarami alianangi tupalusungo anikkasimatinarami
Teina hanokuni inqariali nunalivinisnu aigostuarutsi.
Ingekatuinnalarituqatuaruni 45 minutes kisiani sukkailigaartuqatuarumi vuana umataani iqqami. Tahanaqpami utuktuqaram.
When the old community was moved, the people were cut off from their land. Hunters lost their lives trying to get out. The government and mining company refused to build a bridge and a road. So Makivik stepped up, using its own money.
Nunaliu kingo magitsugatsugo tigihattasimagamiu pilakisimagattigu makipiakku tigitsugu ikayuqtaagu tillaqialugu simayavu taga inuusinga Aupalumme.
The old town site is now safely within reach.
Tan taga niruaqsimanaqpaavu nunagilangatsugu nunatoqliuman appaingatsunilu umayui najuktanginni silaqqatihallarittailinaqmik isuartuusunilu sikuiruartuusuni imaruartuusuni sikuruartuusunilu
realimanna taantagasivulichaliurutigiartamut utuqtisigasne asiuisimayattinik aqsaatauutigisimajattinik langavugu qatigilangavugu tamanna aaqqequattigu aqsaatausimanivu aqsaanisimane uqaatsanguarpaluktavulluni
Tan angijualuqatausuungumma tamani aulaatillugi tamaunga nuttitiqtautillugi hauyimatsiasimagamma taikkualu inummariulauyui ilaulauyui amisuinuuqunnaituit alla una atsingomaani nuitallugitma uninna iliganaqtuuvalauktuk iliganaqtualuuvaluktuutaana inummariugami nunahaqtualuugami aupalummiulaqialuugami nuttiriaqalituaqatta hauyimanaqpalauktualiasungitu nuttitaugiami nunallaqianumminik.
The James Bay Agreement left Nunavik Mute with title to less than 1.5% of their land. That is Category 1. By comparison, the other parts of the Inuit homeland got many, many times more. And because the James Bay Agreement was signed 10, 20 years before other Inuit land claims agreements, there was no precedence. Nunavik Mute paid the price.
Takkuninga angihatigigu tigisimajattinik atoqsutik hanuilinganeriyanginnik maligalatsugillo ammalo aqhigiaqaqtoqutigiyaminnik naammaginngitaminni aqhigiaqunnapeqaqsuti taimailoqsimajuurut taima Nunavik titoqtuissutik taimaisimaleramik Nunavik sutaiaqtuqallaalumili taakko atsuni pisimajuit laapatoormiut Nunavummiut ammalu inuvialummiut ubagulli 1% ungatagalaga pituin na siyang pijumayatta pisimayu. Taman na namang ito.
Inutsuta ang katiginimut tukutitaw si magatta rumain kaluaksuta kavamait aulat silari lauksiamata nunattinik uvahut ang katigin na kalauksi may kaluaktiluta damat suminga aksa taw si manittini kaumakkunut angingilaqiliqatta pinasualeqqugut isumamiti taulorsimanginittini taakkuuyaarniati kiinauyangajoqqaangutautillugu angingianta ullumi inuutsuta kaillualangavu kaduttiqatigiiluta inuulta tamatsuminga isumamiti taulorsimanginittini sivulliussimayma enqatigiinniussimaymi.
Hardly a day goes by that Maggie's family doesn't bring back something from the land.
Kinalima nunalilima me takkane Aupaluk me niqliitiki ajaqtualuulu mata inausuttui piluaqtuk uvikkait niqliniaqumajapooyaalu iqmutakka aliastupooyaalu niqliniaqeema hukiriaqeemik aliasuutaqijuqluugamilluugaluaq.
Everyone loves country food, but the basics of modern life is ever growing.
Hautama tasiutigalasu kuapavo ututigitsugenehi piruptujait uvalone immokului piara mama magatsange anayeti
245 31.
Inflation is hitting Nunavik hard. Even those families with 2 good salaries are struggling.
Mi susungom medyo inonno aperiautuaroma liurunnahit atigiliurunnahit lajautuarama atigiliusungoyonga romayono uvalone niuviromayono ilangani akilitsaka angummatirunna tuarakini uyatsahasisuungummisunga utuutigilugu kaminni.
With a growing family, every dollar counts. So when the sea lift arrives, Nuna and Alec open a canteen behind their house. Even slush.
Inuqasutsuni atsoqornama aipari nari angutiri kayutiri digamisuunguyuusu kayusitsiaqornasuni ikayutiriria nangalo angutingalo.
The day has arrived for the big event. Blueberries are waiting. Nuna has picked the spot.
Ilinneativu takuhutsugi nunalivunnitai meilingayumi like piro tungan Aupaluk sunatuinne atuinnaumata ilinneatinu uvaluni nunalimmo pirulangayono Aupalumme nunalivunne haujihutsia hutsugi silatingane uyaganneataumatinnagu haujinea mata sunne kingo magiyavu anituinnaluta pigunnatavunne ilinneati haujihunna tui nunalivutta iluani kingo magiyavunni.
Inuit have lived off this land for hundreds of years. It's been nearly 50 years since it was officially stolen. For each year that passes, before the mining companies come knocking, the better Aupaluk Miut can prepare. All as one, they must be ready to take their future into their own hands.